Hey CSD fam, today I'm going to show you how to make authentic homemade pho, a nice Vietnamese delicacy, you know, the, uh, the beef noodles, and we're going to do this in less than 2 hours. Because normally the process is all day affair when you allow the beef oxtail to marinate and boil overnight until it falls off the bone. But we're going to use the Instant Pot sitting over there to pressure cook the oxtail and get this done a lot faster. So ingredients that you'll need for the broth mix is an onion, garlic, some cinnamon sticks, star anise, star anise, the oxtail. And then for the garnishments, you have green onion, Thai basil, some leafy greens, and my kids love the meatballs, so we got that. We also have bean sprouts on deck, and bun pho, which is the noodles for the pho. And then we're going to also add some round eye steak that is thinly sliced, and that's going to go over the noodles before we pour the broth on. So this is what we got. Let's get it. Step one, we're going to parboil the oxtails so that way we can remove all of the impurities. While the oxtail is boiling, this is a perfect time to dice up the onions and the green onions. Nice thin slices is all you need. And next, we chop up the green onions. Pow! This is a good size. Now check on that boiling oxtail after 10-15 minutes and make sure that all of the yucky has surfaced to the top. We'll scoop that out, get rid of it, and we'll transfer this into the Instant Pot. After the oxtail has been transferred over to the Instant Pot, this is where we go ahead and char the ginger and the onion and some cinnamon sticks to give that additional flavor until you get a nice even char around the onion and the ginger, and you'll know it's ready when you smell that aroma, the goodness. Then you transfer the charred onion and ginger into the Instant Pot. And to make the broth more flavorful, we'll go ahead and add some star anise and cinnamon into this filter bag. And we'll actually include some rock sugar to sweeten up the pot as well. That's basically cane sugar. This is the amount of rock sugar that will be added to our broth today. Alright, one thing I should note is the rock sugar is outside of the filter bag, so the only thing inside the filter bag is the cinnamon and the star anise. Then go ahead and add hot water into the Instant Pot, so that way it can help pressurize the broth a lot faster. So you'll see straight to the fill line right there. And this might be a small Instant Pot, but this is concentrated. So once this is done pressurizing for 2 hours, you can actually put it into a bigger pot and make more broth out of this concentrate right here. Alright, time to let the Instant Pot do its thing. Add the lid, lock it in. You want to set it on pressure cook We're gonna set it for 1.5 to 2 hours. Cook it on high. Yes. Delay off. Keep warm after. Yes. Start. So after the 2 hours to boil the oxtail under pressure, we actually fell asleep. And so it's the next day, and you can just warm it up and make sure it's depressurized and enjoy it with the pho noodles, which we'll show you how to make. Once you transfer the broth into the bigger pot, go ahead and add desired amount of water to how many servings you want to have. So I added here maybe 3 or 4 potfuls of water. And as it's coming to a rolling boil, this is a good time to add those meatballs, so that way it can get tender and cooked throughout this heating process. And we'll go ahead and season to taste with the fish sauce. This is the Three Crabs brand that we love to use. And then you actually will season it with salt, not sugar, as I said earlier. All right. We'll go ahead and add the fish sauce, and just add as much as you would prefer. We usually will add enough until our ancestors tell us to stop. So I would say for a big pot, 2 big old spoonfuls, spoonfuls like so. You can add more, you can add less. And then as the broth continues to come to a boil, we can go ahead and prep the bowls and the noodle and our veggies. Alright, so a 16-ounce bag of noodles, that would be good for 2 servings and 2 bowls. Oh yeah, that is looking delicious. The smell, woo, is delectable. When those meatballs are floating at the top, it is now time to boil the noodles and get it ready for plating. Once you have a small pot of water ready to boil, go ahead and add the noodles from the bowl and give it a quick soak in the hot water. It should only take a few seconds. And you'll go ahead and take that out once it's nice and soft. They'll just transfer that back to the bowl. Now for the bowl prepping. A way that we like to eat pho is called pho thai. That means you take the actual raw beef meat that is sliced and you'll actually lay it on top of the noodles. And then when it comes time to pour the broth, you'll pour the hot broth on top of the meat, and that's actually going to cook the meat the moment that you fill up the bowl. Then we add the green onion and some onion.
Sliced onions.
Sliced onions.
Oh my god.
All right. Now you add the broth. Here's the final results. You can see that the beef is cooked and My wife likes the oxtail, so she added some of those pieces in her bowl. And at this point, just add in the veggies that you want. And then we always love to add some sriracha chili sauce and some hoisin sauce to give it that pho flavor. What kind of greens are those?
Cilantro.
Cilantro. Thai basil leaves is what we have. And some long leafy greens, which I don't have a name for in English. Serve and enjoy!